is Andrea, retrohipmama, and I am sharing with you today my 2015 Week in the Life project. This year I decided to do one simple kit as my base. Actually, not just this year, but usually each year I choose my own kit, and I just decide kind of on one or two digital kits that I can print, some 4x6s and some 3x4s and some embellishments, so that I can have a range of different colors to work with depending on what photos I'm using for that week or that day. Hi. So as soon as I start talking, you want to come out here? Is that what's happening? Okay, this isn't gonna work, honey. No. Thank you. So this year, the kit that I decided to build myself is a combination of several kits from One Little Bird. Her designs are so cute and simple and very clean, and that's what drew me to a few of her kits, which I will link in the description of the video. But I wanted kits that had some similar colors like pinks and blues and yellows, because those are colors that tend to show up in my photos, and I wanted to just build some products around what my photos typically look like. So that's what I did, and I will, like I said, share those in the description. Okay, so we can start with the cover page. I do not do a separate album for any of my projects, actually. If you've watched my videos or seen any of my album flip-throughs, I think by now you'll know that everything I do either goes into my family album, or if it's more personal or just kind of more about myself or my own story, then it goes in my personal album, which is a 6x8 album. Otherwise, everything is chronological in a 12x12. And this year I decided to keep the layouts consistent, so they are all going to be done with Becky Higgins Pocket Pages Design A. Last year I did some different page sizes, and it was fun. It was fine. This year I just decided to keep it very simple and not try to be too crazy and creative with the layout structures. So on this cover page here, the only thing I am missing is a photo of our family. So this particular card square is undone, but I'm going to use this word strip and this tag. So unfortunately my album is 99.9% done, but not completely done. But this opening page just gives an overview of what the week is going to be like. So I took a screenshot of one of my weather apps for the week, so it shows Monday through Sunday. And then I just did a real simple, reason behind why I like to do Week in the Life. And then on this hello card, I used our hashtag. So I created our own hashtag so that when I click on that, I know that it's just pictures from this particular Week in the Life. And then I used a big number 4 just because there are 4 of us, and I needed something a little bold to, pull it all together. So that is the cover page, and then we will go into Monday. So I wanted to at least have one photo as kind of the main photo of the day, and I'm usually putting it up here in the top left corner, and I watch it, Charlie. So it's not necessarily the best photo, or a photo that signifies the day or tells the story of the day. It just is going to be my favorite picture of the day, and this one is just kind of this blurry photo of after I'd come down the hill from dropping off boys at high school. and my camera didn't focus, and I kind of liked how it turned out. So that became my photo for the day. Not the only photo, obviously, I've got several. But then I just chose my favorites from the day. So throughout the day, I think I totaled 27 photos. And here, as you can see, I ended up with probably half of that. So I picked my favorites to develop. And then even from what I developed, I still pulled a few out that I ended up not using. But I used the important ones, the ones that I wanted stories told about, and especially any of my husband, because he tends to not get in the albums very often. So when I ask him to take photos of himself or to take pictures throughout his day when we do Week in the Life, he's very good about doing that. So that's pretty awesome. And then I really just used a combination of what fit and spread colors throughout, and that was pretty much it. I really enjoyed the decorating part, and I enjoyed finding all of the colors and being able to throw them in the different spots and making it feel like it's cohesive and that it all went together. I also didn't just use embellishments and supplies from Peppermint's supplies. I dug into my stash quite a bit and used some older things and some newer things. As long as they went or said what I needed them to say, I just used them. It's always good to go through your own supplies. When I do the project like this, I find that I have so much stuff that I haven't seen in a long time, and it reminds me just to use the stuff I already have instead of spending money on new stuff all the time. Another thing I was trying to accomplish was using one of these day of the week cards, and they don't it's not consistent throughout, but the days that the color of the card matched the rest of what was going on the page, I used it. So I tried to use it when possible so that I could have a little bit of journaling and a place to have some consistency, because there really isn't as far as the design of the pages. So I was just trying to keep something consistent throughout the pages, but it didn't always work out that way, and that's okay. So the other thing I did was I didn't have a place really for this receipt, but I wanted to keep the receipt for the gas. So I just put it in between the two photos and then kind of left this little piece up. So if anyone is curious, they could pull that out of there. Okay, Tuesday. So Tuesday, this was my favorite page. This one just came together so easily, and I loved the bright lime color yellow that was in a few of these different cards and elements. So I pulled them with the yellows and pinks and blues, and I had so much fun. So a lot happened, and I tried to also do some time stamping. I didn't really want to timestamp each photo, but some things like this, 10:45 in the morning, Matt's lunch, 5 o'clock in the evening, Gibson's homework. Just sometimes I wanted to just notate the time, like here, my work hours. I don't know, maybe am I going to remember my work hours in 30 years? I don't know. But that's sort of what this project is all about, is the details. So I just wanted to get some of those things down. And then another thing I had a lot of fun doing was taking this currently card, and I think what these were meant to do was you check them off and then write a little bit about it. But what I did was I actually numbered them and then made a list of all of the things I was currently reading, watching, listening, etc. So that kind of turned out to be fun. What else do I want to tell you about this page? I don't know. Another thing, I guess, that I've noticed here, and I'm kind of starting to do this, is that I'm not embellishing on the photos much, especially the 3x4s or the, I guess it's because they're already busy and I'm doing a lot of decorating on the actual cards. So just I guess that's not really necessary to embellish on everything. And I think something like this, it kind of tells the story already, and I didn't feel like it needed like a word tag or anything added to it. So, and it kind of felt like it was a little bit busy on its own, just because it's the house and it's a little messy. Okay, so Wednesday. Oh, Wednesday. Oh, this was such a fun one too. Wednesday was super fun. The colors were more of this coral and blue, and so I kind of swept that across and used a lot of different things. And so I used some of the Wonder Alphas here because it kind of flowed in with that little bit of weird oddish color yellow and that coral. And pulled some of blue around because there was just kind of blue everywhere. There's like this turquoise color everywhere in my house, just kind of like red. There's red in every single room of my house. So the photos tend to have a lot of those colors in them, which makes it easy to pick colors for pages. So anyway, there's just a little bit of journaling here on each of these little photos. And then here I had this work, play, rest card, and I did a row for each of us and then kind of said what we were each working on, playing and resting, or like kind of what we like to do to rest. And then I just took a few of the smaller 3x4s and made them into 4x6s. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I didn't print a ton of 4x6s. So I used 3x4s that were horizontal and then just decorated and embellished onto 4x6 cards. And then, this here was a 4x6 card from one of the Tickled Pink Studios sets from when I was on that design team, and I hadn't used it yet and thought it was real perfect with this blue and coral color from One Little Bird, and it just worked. I split it in half, and I think you can still see that it says happy. I like being able to play with the layouts and not feel like I always have to just stick a 3x4 in here. I can play with that and make it work for me. Okay. Thursday was a struggle. I don't know if maybe it was because that day was a struggle and I was feeling like the bad vibes from the day. It wasn't a bad day. It was just a really, really, really long day. I started my day at 4:15 and basically didn't get home to really rest and stop my day until 7:30 at night. So I was kind of feeling the anxiousness and the animosity from the day. I don't know, maybe that was pouring onto the page and that's why I was struggling, or it was because the photos were just a lot of different colors and they didn't really flow together very well. So there's a lot of color going on. I mean, I felt like I pretty much spent 2 days on this page. I think one full day was just trying to figure out what cards and embellishments and photos were going to go in which places. And then a whole other day putting it together. So I really struggled with this page and was just I really had to push through. This was a rough one to get through, and I made it work. And I am actually very happy with how it turned out. It's just one of those pages that when I look at it, I remember the struggle, so... But I did end up being able to use another one of the weekday cards, which was very cool. The blue fit, and it was the right color blue. So just a little synopsis of the day, and then just a bunch of other things because the photos were so super random that I just kind of did one card at a time and threw some stuff on that I felt like it flowed. So hopefully it does. And we're going to move on from this day and go to Friday. And Friday is a bit lighter. The photos that I had tended to be more for some reason I ended up with a bunch of little 2x2s. So I ended up using a ton of the 3x4s that had space on them so that I could make room for the photo and a little journaling. And then I doubled up on some cards. As you can see, I'm using that hello card again, which is fine. You can double up on stuff. So was able to use another one of those day cards and used it just to do like a bit of a playlist, sort of the songs that are on repeat or the artists that I'm listening to and that we are listening to a lot. And just a few different things, some extra special things that happened. A photo of the front of our house, which really wasn't taken on Friday, but some days I had that were really photo heavy. If they were pictures that didn't really happen on the day or would have looked the same or would have been the same on any other day, I just kind of moved them to a different day that maybe was a little less photo heavy so that I could even it out a bit. So, all right. And if you read my blog post about how I handled the week, I ended up doing photos from the previous Saturday and Sunday and the following Saturday and Sunday after this actual week. So I really just made this the weekend page, and it wasn't really reflective of what actually happened on the 22nd and 23rd because those days had some kind of extracurricular things that I wanted to document in my album separately. So this is just kind of a general look at what our weekends look like, which I thought was perfectly appropriate because there are certain things that happen on the weekends, and I wanted to just that are very normal, and I really wanted to document the normal kind of things. So I made a little journal about what Saturdays normally look like, and then did have some photos of just the things around the house that you would typically see if you were hanging out at our house on a Saturday, which would be laundry, pajamas, a little bit of sleeping in, homemade tea, and lots of time at my scrap desk, laundry getting hung up, chores, and just general laziness. And the dog isn't the only one who gets to nap. So, again, I reused a second currently card and basically just check marked the things that I was feeling about that photo and made it real simple and just threw a little tag in there and then stamped the day with one of Kelly stamps. And what else can I say about this page? I was really ready to be done with this project, not with the photo taking of the week, but of the project itself. I don't know if I just felt like I was limited with my product, or if I wasn't super thrilled with the photos that I took. I don't think that's it, because I really did capture what I wanted to capture. I mean, I even had a list, and I made sure that was a priority, that I snapped the photos that I really wanted. So overall, I really enjoyed the week of taking all the photos. It always seems that I think that I can pick a week that doesn't have much going on, and then it turns out that there's just something so different in that week that I wasn't really expecting, which is great, because if it was just any other regular week, then I guess it wouldn't be as special. But anywho, I am super glad to be done, because there are a ton of weeks prior to this that I hadn't scrapped, and so I kind of had to skip ahead because I just wanted to be done with this. I know that sometimes a project like this can be overwhelming for people. My experience is to just get those photos printed and get the project done, because for me, if it's fresh, then I tend to really enjoy working on it. If I get too far away, there's like a magic time period, where if it gets too far away, then I feel like I'm reminiscing and I really, really, really can enjoy it also. But if it, I don't know what that magic time frame is, but there comes a point when it feels like it's dragging. So I definitely didn't want that to happen with this project. I really did love the supplies that I picked. They ended up working perfect with all of my photos, even the pages and photos that I struggled with. But I had fun with just a little bit of layering, and I didn't try to do anything too crazy or outside of my own comfort zone, just because I really wanted to just enjoy it and not spend I just didn't want to spend too much additional time on it than what was really necessary. So if you are still working on your week in the life project, I hope it's going well, and I hope to give you some motivation, some inspiration. And if you have questions about the process, or any questions about how I went about it, or advice or anything, please let me know. I would love to hear from you. And also, if you've been working on your album, gosh, get them posted. I want to see those pictures. I want to see pictures of your layout. So if you're on Instagram and you post a week in the life photo, I'd love to see it. Tag me, retrohipmama. I will always give some love. I love seeing everybody else's stuff. Anyway, I hope you guys have had a wonderful week. I'm not sure exactly when this is going to get posted, but happy week, happy weekend, whatever time frame it is for you when you're watching this. I hope you're having a great one. Talk to you guys real soon. Bye.